Talk to him.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters were left in the cold. Classic! I'm only gonna do this once. I ain't really trying to do no hooks or none of that. I just want to get on that water, float one time. I'm only gonna do this once. Classic! Panoramic roof for a decade straight. Mama mentality since back in the day. I was in college hooping in crazy 8. 0-6, beat class gon' spray. I had a switch on the blick and it sound like a switch every time I let go of the gate. You do it with the flick of the wrist. You ask for the time and I show you my wage. 3-3-3, I'm the captain of the team. Take it to the bank, you can follow my lead. I got the codes, I got the keys. Win, lose, or draw, you can put it on me. Full blown step return from a black sheep. Everybody take heed every time that I speak. Plays up the line, I'ma make a good read. Cut from that creed, follow the seed. I die on my sword before the day ever come where I cower and plead. I cry to the Lord before I call a human being for a sigh of relief. I've been working and stacking and learning and growing, ain't really got time to compete. Man, I couldn't even walk just a couple months back, I'm just happy to be back on my feet. Man, they called me to see if I won't do a theater, I told them my dog gotta eat. After all, I just got back from Greece, dancing on cliffs at the side of the sea. Living the present, I'm happy to be. Thanksgiving every time that I eat. Amen. Winning every time I breathe. Might as well work cause I can't even sleep. Might as well work till the game been beat. Discovered or not, still moving the lead. Yes, Lord. What up, chat? What up, chat? It's Classic with the Classic Codes. We got another great live show today. Classic! Switched up the intro, played a little something off that Sebastian tape, man. The director's cut. Shout out. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all tap in and go back and rewatch the listening party on the Sebastian tape director's cut, and tap in on the link on SoundCloud, man, and tap in and listen to that for y'all enjoyment, man. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Classic! But we got a full slate today. Make sure you hit the like button, turn on notifications, and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. We got a full slate today. We got a reaction video. We got a subject question of the day / TikTok reaction as well. And then we also got the code language conversation. So we got plenty to get through, plenty to talk about. I'm sure the chat gonna file in. We're gonna have a good time. But we're gonna be starting off sliding over to Rivah TV. You know what I'm saying? My favorite. Y'all see the purple lights. You know what I'm saying? We already got the ambient set. You know what I mean? We're gonna slide over to Rivah and see what she's talking about. There's actually a woman who went viral because she been bragging about how she got the ring and kind of trolling the women in, I guess, in her sisterhood that's been giving her bad advice in regards to you know, how to treat her man or how to go about things with her man or whatever the case may be. So she kind of doing some reverse trolling and letting women know, like, yeah, y'all told me don't do this, y'all told me don't do that, but look at my results, right? So I think some people probably seen this already, but of course I know Rivah gonna have an interesting take on it, and I'm gonna join in. You know what I mean? We're gonna tackle this subject together. So without further ado, let's get to it.
They told me not to pay for this. They told me not to make his lunch. Oh, okay. They told me not to fold his laundry. They told me not to pay for dates. Okay. Take me through that.
Rivah TV. What's up, guys? It's your girl Rivah, and I'm back again with another video. So I was actually sent this video a multitude of times on my Instagram, on TikTok. People wanted my opinion on this situation. So apparently this woman's story is going viral for getting engaged in the, you know, the era that we're in right now, where women are saying, oh, you're not supposed to pack men's lunches, you're not supposed to do all these things. And she is basically boasting about the fact that she never listened to these women and got the results that they said she would never get.
They told me not to make his lunch. Oh, okay. They told me not to fold his laundry. They told me not to pay for dates. Okay. Take me through that. Take me through that. Talk about pack that lunch.
As she should be dancing and celebrating. Okay, this is 100%, 1,000,000, 1,000% something to be celebrated. You know, there's so many times that there's celebration of women becoming baby mamas. There's so many celebrations of women coming to the forefront and you know, gloating about divorce rates. I think that there should definitely be a time that people take a step back and are happy about something like this, of somebody getting engaged to a long-term relationship that they invested their own time and efforts into. Classic. Shout out to her. Okay. And the women who are mad are the same women who we talk about on a consistent basis. They want you doing good, but not better than them. They want to keep you bound. They want to keep you in a place that, oh, well, as you can see the comment on the screen, it says girls like you learn the hard way for cleaning, for cooking, for packing his lunch, for doing his laundry, as she said, for paying for dates.
They told me not to make his lunch. Oh, okay. They told me not to fold his laundry. Yeah. They told me not to pay for dates.
Learn the hard way about what?
Here go the thing, River, that I want to add to this. Here go the thing about it, though. It's one of those things where people just live in fear through trauma, right? People live in fear through trauma. So it's one of them situations where you know, the women that give other women bad advice about, you know, how they should go about treating a guy, how they should go about acquiring that ring that they say they desire, all of that. It's one of those situations where it's, how do I put this? It's trauma based. So the women that say, don't do this, don't do that. Why? Because if you put your best foot forward and for some reason it doesn't end up working out, then it was all for naught type shit. Like, nah, you put your best foot forward, you know, with the purest of intentions, and then it's going to go how it's going. And the results you get are the results that you get. You know what I mean? And then look, if it don't work out, dust yourself off and try again. And then you'll bump into somebody who appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the vetting process wasn't all the way up to standard. Maybe you was fucking with somebody who didn't like you like that. But eventually, you know, you'll come across somebody that appreciates your good works. But you shouldn't stop being a good person just because, you know, you ran across a person who really didn't, you know, see longevity in it type shit. You know what I'm saying? People got to stop being fear-based when they move.
Your reality is not her reality. You're projecting your results onto this woman when you and her are not aligned clearly.
Facts. Hold on. The chat just slid through. What up, Lisa? What up, Big Sco? What up, Soft Rain? Big Sco said hit the like button. What up, Souls? What up, Miles? What's going on? What's going on? The chat just slid through. What up, chat 333?
Classic.
Yes, Lord. Let's roll.
Maybe you were setting your bets up with somebody who already showed you and told you that they didn't want you in a certain space. And so you learned the hard way. Now, a lot of these women get onto social media and try to cause a damper onto all these other people who are moving forward positively in their relationships.
If you don't want to do wife duties at a girlfriend level, cool. But don't expect your boyfriend to do husband things at a boyfriend level. Y'all expecting for y'all boyfriends to come through for y'all financially, but y'all don't even want to cook him a meal. So if you're going to have I'm only doing girlfriend things as a girlfriend, don't get mad at your boyfriend for doing only boyfriend things as a boyfriend.
We've said it before that the sisterhood is the sisterhood of singledom. Okay, they're only with you, group with you, and support you if you don't got a man, if the relationship is terrible, if you a baby mama, if you're miserable. That's it.
Yeah, I think you know, a lot of people like to support and get behind shit that's really bad for them. You know what I mean? Like we as a culture, it's bigger than what she's talking about right now. We as people, we've been programmed to like glorify stuff that's not good for us. You know what I mean? So people like cheer for, advocate for, champion, support, get behind. Example, it could be a woman having a child outside of wedlock with a man who she not even in a relationship with by the time the baby actually is born, right? And they still gonna celebrate and call the baby a blessing. I think there should be an element of shame that exists in those moments. The reason why an element of shame may exist only just because circumstantially, of course, you want it to be a situation where societally we understand that this shouldn't be a super accepted and common practice, right? We shouldn't look at this as something that's like, we can make this a social norm if we want to, no biggie type shit. And I think sometimes shame being in existence, it does that a little bit. It keeps some of the bad behavior at bay. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Same thing with the concept of single women keeping women single and shit like that. Like it should be frowned upon when women talk down on treating men good. It should be frowned upon amongst the sisterhood though. But it's not, right? It's acceptable to say, you know, fuck that nigga. It's acceptable to say, you know what I'm saying? We don't need a man. It's acceptable. It's normal. It's common. I think we need to get back to a place where like unhealthy is uncool. it transitions over into just going off on a tangent, transitions over into music, right? You got artists getting locked up for putting people in holes in the ground, right? I'm trying not to say certain words, we don't get flagged. You got artists that get locked up for putting people in holes in the ground, and then you got all of the regular civilians who live, law-abiding citizens, talking about free so-and-so. Like, don't free him, leave his ass in jail. He's a serial killer, allegedly, all for content creation purposes and entertainment. You see what I'm saying? Like, we love shit that's terrible for us, all the way down to food. You know what I'm saying? So the shit just is poison all the way around. Sorry to go off on a tangent away from this particular subject, but it just made me think about it.
So there's nothing, there's nothing more exciting than you being in a relationship with the person that you love and them honoring you and saying, I choose you. What a beautiful situation. And can they be happy about that and support that? No, they can't. Okay? They are hurt about it, frustrated about it.
If you're one of the people that really hated the fact that I packed my boyfriend lunch for his 16-hour shift, then you're not going to be happy when you find out that I also meal prep and breakfast. Why do I do these things, you may ask? Well, like I said, he works very, very hard to be able to provide us with the life that he thinks we deserve. And the work that he does is not easy. It's hard on his body. And it's
this right inside Tez's wheelhouse, ain't it, Tez? This your flavor, ain't it, Tez?
hard on his mental as well. So I like to try and make his life a little bit easier. And how that looks for me is through acts of service. So it could be taking care of the meals, making sure the house is stocked up with the groceries, cleaning so that when he comes home, he has less to worry about, packing his lunch for work, and so many other things. At the end of the day, we just take care of each other. This is how I like to show him that I appreciate everything that he does for me, that I love him, and essentially just how I take care of him and how he takes care of me. We just continue to show up for each other and take care of each other, because in this crazy world, who else really is there? Right? Who else is there? We just take care of each other. It works for us. It doesn't work for everybody. So I hope you have a very blessed day.
This woman not.
Hey, check this out. Oh, Miles said, what up, Uncle Plug 333. What up, Miles Bachelor said, not only do hurt people, but they also hate. Oh, for sure. For sure.
Not only posted this post, but she also actually posted the engagement video, and women were mad. You had so many women, oh, I wouldn't do that just to get a result. I do that because I want to. Or you have other women saying, oh, you had me until you said pay for dates. I'd never do that. Oh, these men are the real gold diggers. Foolishness. The same women who, they're telling you how to be married and how to get a husband, never had one. Never been on the list. Never been an option. Telling you what they would and won't do. Don't even have a man. Okay? Don't even have potential suitors. But their misery needs your company. And they have no problem telling these women how to do the wrong things so that they don't get the results, so that, again, they have more company in the space that they are in unhappy singledom. That's the truth.
People are so big on not doing wife responsibilities as a girlfriend. And I was with you guys until I'm with my current boyfriend who thinks that I'm going to be his wife, or not thinks, but like knows. Like, we know that we're going to get married and have kids together. Like, this is it for us. Like,
she said what she said the first time when she said think. She tried to double back and fix it, but she told her truth already. Y'all heard that, chat?
We've talked about it. We know that this is what's going to happen. And there was a time where we were talking about it, and he was like, oh, you don't do anything to be my wife. And I was like, what? I was taken back by it, because I'm like, first of all, I can be a wife. I know how to be a wife. I will be a wife. But I wasn't doing the, like, cooking, the clean. Like, I wasn't doing anything for him, especially because we didn't live together. Like, his apartment was his apartment. I was in student housing, so, like, my dorm was my dorm. I did all the stuff that I had to do at my place. When I came to his place, that was his place. I wasn't cooking for him. I wasn't cleaning for him. But he wanted that. And I was like, oh. But, like, I used to do things like that for people that I was dating, and it didn't go anywhere. And then I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be doing this for someone that I'm just dating and that is not going to marry me.
Yeah, like I said earlier, trauma-based actions. You know what I'm saying? You were cooking before and it didn't get you married, so the next guy has to suffer. And he may have been ready to, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and do that thing. But because you brought less than your best self to the table due to the results of the last man, here we are type shit. Same shit.
Because they don't deserve it. And then I'm with him and he's like, no, I want you to do those things. So, like, don't even listen to people on the internet. Just, like, go with your own instincts, honestly. cook for that man, clean for that man if you want to.
Okay.
Or like, I don't know, ask him what he thinks. I don't know. There's just no rules about it. But he was like, oh, like
I disagree with her. I think there are rules. I think cooking and cleaning works on 100% of men. Cooking, cleaning, and you know what I'm saying, taking care of them properly in the intimacy field. I think that works on 100% of men. Chat, y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong,
Classic.
chat. Let's go.
with girlfriends who cooked for me more than you've ever done. And I was like, excuse you? Because I've been with a man who I've cooked a whole ham for and a whole pan of mac and cheese, and
shout out
we
to
didn't
Twitch.
even officially date. So, like,
shout out to Twitch. I don't know about your username and shit.
but I need to know if I'm wasting my time or not. Like, I was at the point where I'm like, I'm only doing that if this is going somewhere. If this is not going somewhere, I'm not doing it. But like, clearly it's going somewhere. We live.
Okay, so look, if you spending your time poorly, that's when you wasting your time. So you only wasting your time if you spending your time poorly. So you bringing less than your best self into a relationship because you feel like your best self didn't get you the results you wanted. So somehow less than your best self is going to get you what? Girl math. So anyway, you know what I'm saying? You spending your time poorly, which means it's going to turn into waste of your time. If you spend your time efficiently, then you aren't wasting your time. You're making an investment. So it's just about how you're spending your time currency. You know what I'm saying? She sounds like she wasting her time because she's spending it poorly. But one thing I do hear from her rhetoric is that she's learning through what she's going through. And that's all you can really ask from human beings is learn through what you go through. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't go through something for nothing type shit. Miles Bachelor said it's a start. Yup. Big Skull said she's spitting. Miles said behavior over time is better. Consistency. Facts.
Together now. We're getting married. We're having children together. Whole shebang. But I don't know. It's just like there's so many rules, and then there's like there is rules, but there's not rules. You never know what you should do or what you shouldn't do. In my very personal opinion, just go with your gut. If you want to cook that man meals, cook him meals. If you want to clean for him, clean for him. If you want to buy him something, buy him something. Just do it, because the right man is going to appreciate that. And he's going to look at that as like, wow, she actually really cares about me, wants to be with me. And he's going to take that into consideration.
I mean, y'all are not going to like this, but at the end of the day, the qualities that you look for in a girlfriend are very similar to the qualities that you look for in a wife. Your relationship needs to come down to two basic things when it comes to how you treat one another: care and respect. Taking care of the person that you are in a relationship with, regardless of what their title is a very basic thing. It's simple. You go over to that man's house and you see he hasn't gotten to his laundry yet, follow his laundry. You know that he's had a hard week at work this week, offer to cook him a meal on Friday to take some of the stress away. Having this mentality of going out into the dating market and saying to yourself, I'm just his girlfriend, I'm not his wife, so I'm not doing X, Y, and Z. Okay, I mean, you're just his girlfriend and that's all you're gonna ever be. It's that simple. And the same goes for you. If you're his girlfriend and he comes over to your place and he sees that you haven't had a chance to take your trash out, that man better be picking up the trash and taking it out on his way out the door. It should make you happy to do things like this as the woman in his life or as the man in her life. That should make you happy. The second thing I said was respect. And this is where y'all get all up in arms. So if you are a woman and you're about to go out of the house and you have on a very revealing outfit and your boyfriend or husband, whoever, says to you, I don't like that, I'm sorry, but you should probably change. At the end of the day, even if he is not your husband, he has earned enough of a spot in your life to communicate.
No, you shouldn't probably change. You will change. Eat the cake was not a request
To you when your behavior makes him uncomfortable and he does not like that. And you honestly shouldn't want to be lusted after like that when you are in a relationship. I'll tell you something else. The quickest way to give your man the ick is to make him feel like you care about the attention of other men more than you do his. He's not going to tell you that. He's not even going to break up with you, but he's not going to marry you either. The same is true for you. You should also be communicating.
Soul said we are literally discussing how they should be as wives. This is just getting worse. Big Skull said talking about Rivah. I know you sent that comment when you said she's spitting. I know you was talking about Rivah. Soul said we are literally discussing how they should be as wives. This is just getting worse. Hey, the fact that it's like this huge talking point and not a part of the social norms lets us know how far we've been steered into toxicity. You know what I'm saying? Like everything, like people love toxicity and shit. It's weird. It's really weird, but social engineering is a real thing. It's very powerful. And the people, the puppeteers that's pulling the strings, they do a great job at it. You know what I'm saying? Poisoning the minds of the women and the men. You know what I mean? So I'm not surprised, souls. I ain't gonna lie. Let's go.
Your boundaries on your end. So if you go over to his house and you notice that he's liking a whole bunch of pictures on Instagram of other girls, or his algorithm is all other women, you should say, hey, I don't like that you engage with this kind of content online. It makes me uncomfortable. And if he cares about you, if he respects you.
Time out, baby. How you gonna know what's on his Instagram? If he's scrolling on Instagram, what you looking in his phone? Hey, fellas, y'all go ahead and invest in them privacy screens now. Get that limo tent on your screen of your phone now. Because how your woman even know what you looking at on Instagram? She already, look, all you gotta do is listen. She telling too much now. This woman is the police. This 12 chat busted.
Classic.
She thought she was gonna put her video on 2x speed and we weren't gonna hear this chameleon talking. Listen to what she said, chat.
Your boundaries on your end. So if you go over to his house and you notice that he's liking a whole bunch of pictures on Instagram of other girls.
How you notice that? How you notice that? How you notice that? If you go over to his house and you notice that he liking a bunch of women's pictures on Instagram, how do you notice that? Police behavior.
Girls, or his algorithm is all other women.
How you know what his algorithm is? All you gotta do is let him talk. Let him talk.
Say, hey, I don't like that you engage with this kind of content online. It makes me uncomfortable. And if he cares about you, if he respects you, then he will stop that behavior. If he doesn't care about you and if he doesn't respect you, he will continue that behavior or he will give you pushback. Now, with all of
Yeah, Soft Rain said limo tent. Yeah, you got to put that limo tent on your screen, fellas. These women nosy as shit.
that being said, are there some things that are absolutely not okay and that you shouldn't be doing? Of course there are. Any major life-altering decisions, for example, any major sacrifices that they are asking of you should be reserved for husbands and wives only in most cases. So let's say you have a high-paying job that's very demanding, and he's like, I don't like that you work so much, we don't spend enough time together, I want you to like look for another company. Sorry, we're gonna have to figure this out. We're gonna have to figure out another solution because that one ain't it. Packing up your life and everything you know and moving across the country for somebody you're not married to, probably not gonna be a good idea in most circumstances. Relationships are not as complicated as a lot of the things that you see online. They really aren't. The only
See, I don't like that. I don't like the fear mongering she doing. Because if a woman is in a relationship that she see fit, like if she think that if she truly sees a husband in the man and the man has shown signs of commitment to her and she want to pack up and move across country for a guy and she hasn't already become that man's wife, how would she ever become his wife if she don't go to him and he telling her, come on? You see what I'm saying? She like giving out good advice and bad advice in the same video at 2x speed. The shit kind of crazy when you think about it. You know what I'm saying? She giving good advice and bad advice at 2x speed, and the shit happening so fast, you'll miss it if you ain't paying attention. But I've become an avid listener. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of crazy. She talking about it's not going to work out in most instances. Okay, so let's roll with that. Let's say 85% of the time, moving across country for a man you're not married to may not work out. But how is the 15% of successful people going to happen if 100% of people don't try? Just some basic math. If 100% of people don't try, how do we get the small percentage of success rates? Like, I get like the fact that we have to be practical about how we move and shit like that. But if you scared to win, if you scared to lose, then you also scared to win. You know what I'm saying? You got to try.
Time that relationships get complicated is when you have people who are not healed and knowledgeable enough on what it takes to be in a healthy relationship, or you're dating people that you just really don't like. When you find that person that you really like, it's going to make you happy to fold his laundry, happy to take your girl's trash out and to spoil her and take her on dates. It's going to make you happy to do those things.
I like to know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this entire situation. Make sure
For sure. Make sure y'all tap in with Rivah TV. You know what I'm saying? Always great doing reactions on her content. Miles Bachelor said she cracked the code while he was sleeping. Yeah, she police for real. All you got to do is listen. She thought if she turned the speed up, we was going to miss it. Nah, we caught the whole thing, baby. Red-handed. Busted. You know what I'm saying? For sure, for sure.
I'm only going to do this once.
But yeah, essentially the recipe to get to a man's heart for the women, I don't really think it's changed at all. I just feel like women no longer get fulfilled. The women these days, due to propaganda and a whole lot of other reasons, no longer get fulfillment out of the role of wifehood. You know what I'm saying? They see it as a burden or an obligation more so than something that's fulfilling and a life purpose. That seems to be largely what's going around. And if I'm wrong, then that's cool. But the results show that I'm closer to right than wrong, right? The divorce rates show that I'm closer to right than wrong. The marriage rates, the lack of participation, right, shows that I'm closer to right than wrong. Who files the divorces 80% of the time, ethnicity aside, shows that I'm closer to right than wrong, right? The role of the wife for the modern woman is not as fulfilling as it once was by and large.
Classic.
I think that's a safe conclusion to draw in today's time. So, you know, a man that find of a wife, find of a good thing has always been a real and a true statement for sure. You know what I'm saying? It's always been a real and a true statement for sure. But the pickings are significantly slimmer.
I'm only gonna do this once.
Than yesteryear, and that's just what it is. But yeah, shout out to Rivah TV. Make sure y'all tap in with her. That's my favorite content creator on all YouTube. Make sure y'all tap in with her. Hit the subscribe button for sure, for sure. All right, let's move on into the next topic. All right, so situationships took over, but why? All right, that's what we're gonna talk about. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna use a TikTok video to react. Lisa said rare. Yeah, increasingly more rare. Increasingly more rare for sure.
Classic.
Yep. But situationships took over, but why? All right, so we gonna what Miles talking about. He said the bar to be a wife has stayed the same. Oh, for sure, it stayed the same. But like I said, I think women understand what it takes. I think the modern woman doesn't get fulfillment out of that shit. Like they start being a wife and a mom and shit, and they just feel like that shit come with too many obligations. They want to do them. The modern woman is more selfish than the woman of yesteryear, if you ask me. And I'm just talking about by and large. I'm not talking about all of them. I'm just saying, like, okay, if in the 70s, 30% of women wanted to be independent and selfish and think about themselves, now it's like the opposite, right? 70% to 30%. That's what I'm saying. I don't know why this video glitching, chat. I'm trying to get this situated real quick. Hold on. There we go. All right, we situated. All right, we're gonna play this TikTok video real quick, and then we're gonna get into the subject of situationships took over, but why? All right, we play this TikTok real quick. We're gonna listen to her talk about situationships, and then I'm gonna give y'all my take on it. And y'all tell me too, why do y'all think situationships took over? Why are situationships seemingly the preferred form of relationship these days, you know, for the most part? Let's go.
If a man does not specifically say out of his mouth, like, I want you to be my woman, or we are exclusive, I'm single. It's so easy to get caught up in a situationship where you're going out, spending time, staying the night, sleeping with each other, doing relationship things. And then as soon as a issue comes up, oh, we not together. I never said we was. Just because you're laid up with me and doing things for me, I can't just assume you want to be with me.
Facts.
Or you want to commit to me, or like you're in it for the long haul, because things be looking sweet. It be looking all cute, whatever. Like, if you don't pick up the phone and call me to hear my voice, and if you don't, you know, set out like plans to spend time with each other, it's easy to see where someone's intentions are. If a man does not
All right. So she kind of talking about getting caught into situationships. She also talks about gaining clarity on what the situation is. And then she talks about how you kind of fall into situationships and you can kind of see what a person's intentions are via their actions. I mean, she said a few different things, but situationships took over. But why? I was talking to an OG yesterday, and an old head, and he was in his 60s. He's in his 60s, right? And he was saying that he feel like a lot of like people in the younger generations or whatever prefer, like, you know, he was describing situationships, but he didn't use the word. And I said situationships. And he was like, yeah, that's what they call it or whatever, right? Old head shit. So he was like, it seems like, you know, they just kind of want these, like, you know, arrangements or whatever the case may be, right? And I said, you know, I think that's prevalent, but there's a why behind it. And I'm gonna give y'all my theory, but chat, y'all could tell me y'all's too. Why do y'all think situationships have taken over? But I told him there's reasoning behind it, largely because men, you know, women have something that men want, right? But things have changed. Things have changed a lot in society and shit. So men have always wanted similar things from women. That hasn't changed. But you got to realize in the 70s or in the 80s, right? The girl at school that was a hoe was frowned upon, right? Now, the girl at school that's a virgin is a weirdo. So everything is flipped over. So with that being said, it's a situation where there's a lot more liberated women who are exercising their sexual freedom and liberty, right? Doing them independent. A lot more women who are deciding to take their time with getting serious with men, but are not partaking in celibacy and abstinence, right? And so because men are reactionary, right? We want similar things from women. We always have historically. That hasn't changed. But because we are reactionary, because we have to get consent from these women, we have to go with how they moving. Since women have become more liberated and more loose, they've also become, by and large, less respectable. So men is moving on some, I'll fuck with you, but I'm not trying to marry you though. Like men on that now. Oh yeah, like I'll rock with you. Like I you know what I'm saying? Like I'll smash. We could spend some, you know what I mean? Like we could, yeah, but like lock in, like nah, like your history is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I think it goes back to the conversation where I know men don't particularly ask women for body count. I don't either. I don't ask women for their body count, but you could tell. You could tell if a woman been a 304 before, it leaves something on her. It leave a little something on her. If that count is a touch high, you gonna see it. It's gonna come through conversation. It's gonna come through in a lot of different ways. You know, preferred form of attire, all type of shit. You know, it's signs. We talked about it before. There's signs, but if you're dealing with somebody who been moving and grooving for a minute, you know, when she get around to you, like, don't get serious now. Don't get serious now. Like this shit been for the boulevard. It been for the avenue. Don't get serious now. Not on my turn. Don't get serious now. Now you want me to meet moms and shit. Like, chill out. You ain't make Ray Ray meet your mom in them. You know what I mean? So I think that's largely the situation. Men are reacting to the climate. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, okay, they moving like this. This shit ain't difficult to get no more. Oh shit, okay, niggas is like, get married for what? You know what I mean? You ain't got to buy the cow to get the milk. You know what I'm saying? Like they like, get married for what? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think that's largely why situationships have become the preferred method of relationships, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just a situation where there's just a lot of there's a lot more women who aren't to be. And the reason why I'm not making it about men is because men don't get chosen for marriage, right? Women could be like I think there's a lot less women to be taken serious these days in the way of marriage. There's a lot less. It's more rare, like we just discussed. It's a lot more rare these days. Women could try to say the same thing about men, but again, they don't select husbands. Husbands select wives. So you can feel how you want about the climate of men to choose from and all that shit. You still have to be chosen. I think the issue that women run into is being chosen by somebody who they choose. That's their biggest issue, right? Like the dudes that like them, they don't like back type shit. But that's when you know you hit the wall. When you like motherfuckers that don't like you, that's when you've hit the wall. And you can hit that wall at any age. You might have been born at the wall. There's some people that was born at the wall. The people they find attractive ain't never thought they look good. You know what I mean? And I'm sorry for those people. We gonna pray. You know what I'm saying?
Classic.
It be like that sometimes. Beautiful can't exist without ugly. So, but yeah, I mean, yeah, that's my senses on it. Chat done got quiet. Y'all motherfuckers driving, ain't you? But yeah, that's my take on it. I think that's why situationships have largely taken over. I just think, you know, at the end of the day, men may not say it out loud. You know, on the classic codes, I'll be saying some of the quiet shit out loud, but it's just one of them things where it's like, yeah, like I'll rock with you, but not like that. Like, you trying to do what? You know what I'm saying? Nah, you know. But y'all let me know. Y'all let me know what y'all think on the rewatch.
Classic.
Now said, damn, the wall since day one is tragic. Oh, it happens though. It happens though. You know? Yeah, there's definitely people who are born with a maximum potential of a 4. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't gonna get no better than that. But like I said, beautiful can't exist without ugly. That duality it makes shit balance.
I'm only gonna do this once.
For sure. Lisa said, I was told that women are not trying to be wives. They just want the companionship / perks. Yeah, that's the crazy part, right? That's the crazy part, because you're not necessarily wrong, I don't think. I think, you know, the modern woman has gotten to a place where they want to deal with a man up to a capacity where they can access the benefits of them right? But without going all the way to the extent of locking in and being required of wifely duties in return. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I always be coming to the conclusion that a lot of times dealing with most modern women, the juice just ain't worth the squeeze. Like what they want from you versus what you get back, the return on investment is ass, unless you find one of them rare ones. That's just how it's going. So as the thought said, I think the truth is more men change than women. Once she's out there, she will always revert to get her outcome. Elaborate on that, Souls. I don't think I get it. You said, I think the truth is more men change than women. Once she's out there, she will always revert to get her outcome. When you say once she's out there, you mean like once she's had like a 304 phase? What you mean by once she's out there? I just need a little bit more explanation on that. We can unpack that for sure. But back to what Lisa said, I was told that women are not trying to be wise. He said, yes, 304. Yeah. I really do think that it's difficult to turn a 304 into a housewife. You know, I know it's a saying, it's a cliche or whatever, but I do think that it's difficult to turn one of them into a housewife, because you're right. Once a woman has had a phase where she done, done the ding-a-ling gymnastics and shit, and she done jumped around from ding dong to ding dong and all that shit, a lot of times they don't even realize that their default setting has become new dick. That's been their default setting. All hard times, rough patch, new dick. You know what I'm saying? They could just, like they don't even think to work through it, get past it. It's like, I'm out. Shit, it's options in the streets for me. Like the streets is their default setting and shit. And that's just not, that doesn't work with longevity. Yeah, I agree, Souls. That shit don't work with longevity whatsoever. Yeah, I'm definitely in alignment with you on that. But yeah, man, on the rewatch, y'all let me know what y'all think about this question of the day. Situationships took over, but why? Soul said men mature and change when he wants his desired outcome, but women stay in survival mode once they see their life has pivoted. You know what though, too, Souls? I can say this. A lot of the mistakes that men are prone to make in their youth, they could come back from. A lot of mistakes that women make in their youth, they can't necessarily come back from. And I think that's why, like, this space is so important for the women who actually are intentional, like young too. The young, it's important for chicks to see messages like these in high school age. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, manage how you moving with your body and with your reputation, because how you could have just a window of time where you tweaking and that shit affect how you able to acquire a partner long term. You know what I'm saying? Women don't necessarily get the same grace from the mistakes of their youth as men do. That's a double standard, but shit, we didn't, like I always say, we didn't design the system. Shit. Lisa said, not ding-a-ling gymnastics. That's what they be doing. Trampolining. One ding-a-ling to the next. Them chicks, shit be crazy when you think about it. But yeah, Mal said, yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, like, that's what they be doing, though. You know what I'm saying? Bouncing around and shit. Cartwheeling, flipping, next. You know what I'm saying? And then circle back at the end like, I've grown up and I'm ready to sit down. Like, with who? Sit down with who? But you know what, though? The crazy part is, though, even though women get to that point where they didn't made their choices or whatever, then they get around to the point where they want to sit down, there's always going to be a simp ready. There's going to be a simp ready. I don't care about your past. I don't care about nothing you did prior to meeting me.
Classic.
There's going to be a simp on deck. And normally they don't like the simp, but they'll settle for him. Miles Baxter said dismount. Facts, yeah. Lisa said yikes. Yep. Yeah, that's the crazy part. And that it's unfortunate too, because like the simps that take the chick that tried everybody else and nobody took them serious, and they swing back around and get with the simp. The crazy part is, it's like, though she's doing this the sick part. This the conclusion we drew in the conversation I was having with the old head yesterday. I said it's gotten to a point where women prefer something that's not good for them. And even when they grow up and mature and start wanting what's best for them, when they get what's best for them, mentally they still think they're settling. And that's the crazy part. Doing what's best for you is also in your brain settling.
Classic.
And that's when you know they got your ass.
I'm only gonna do this once.
That's when you know they got your ass. When making a decision that's best for you, feel like you settling, you've been bamboozled successfully.
Classic.
It's a fact. Miles Basser said, I got faith that a woman can change if baggage is minimal. Hey, once they get past it, what age is baggage still minimal at on average, Miles? Like once she get past what age, what point in a woman's life on average are they more than likely at a point where the baggage is no longer minimal? Because I feel like that's getting younger and younger. You know what I mean? You could meet you a fine ass 24-year-old that's a mother of 2. You feel me? Like they coming in with heavy bags off, you know what I mean? Like it's getting like that outside. Shit crazy. It really is. But yeah, situationships took over, but why? So yeah, that's it, man. On the rewatch, make sure y'all tap in the comments and let me know what y'all think. Why did the situationship take over? I gave y'all my theory on, why it's the preferred method. But somebody may have a difference of opinion or perspective. Let us know. We here to crack the codes for sure.
I know you see me trying to crack the code.
All right, so we're going to move into our code language conversation for today. And today we're going to talk about indoctrination. All right. We're going to talk about indoctrination. I'm going to read the overview like we always do with the code language conversation. I'm going to read the overview, and then we're going to get into it. You know what I mean? Indoctrination is the process of teaching a person or group to accept a set of beliefs or ideas without critical questioning or independent thought. I'm going to read that again. Indoctrination is the process of teaching a person or group to accept a set of beliefs or ideas without critical questioning or independent thought. It differs from education, which encourages exploration and analysis by seeking to instill a singular viewpoint and discouraging dissent. Indoctrination can occur in many contexts, including politics, religion, and family, and is often used to create and maintain loyalty to a specific ideology or regime. Indoctrination. This is one that I was going to do last week, but I was short on time, and I wanted to do it when I could actually not that this segment going to be super long, but I wanted to talk about it until I was done, however long that may be. And I just didn't feel like I could do that last week. Mal said, I'm at an age where 40s is attractive, kids graduated, stable financially. Yeah, you definitely get on the other side of the baggage for sure. You can age out the baggage. But then it's like, what are your options on the other side of that? For men, we cool, but for women, it gets shaky for sure. But indoctrination, right? We're going to talk about indoctrination because it's a lot here in the overview to discuss, right? It says that it can occur in many contexts, from politics, religion, and family, right? So indoctrination, I'm gonna just start in on black folks because I'm black. It's the easiest to talk about, right? So with us, we're highly indoctrinated. Don't give black folks no new information outside of what they already bought into at all, because they're not buying that shit. You understand what I'm saying? Our indoctrination runs deep. Okay, I mean, yeah. Let's just talk about it, brothers and sisters and shit. Our indoctrination is we are probably historically this group, this batch of westernized so-called black Americans are probably historically, I'm talking about all of human history, we are probably the most indoctrinated populace of motherfuckers for an extended period of time in human history.
Classic.
No, dead ass. And in this part, again, I always tell y'all, I don't come on here every day to make y'all comfortable and shit. So I'm not. But we probably are. We probably are the most indoctrinated people in human history. Let me explain. The food pyramid. Black folks disproportionately. Matter of fact, let's do it like this. Because I said I wanted to take my time. Let's do it like this. Y'all already know what it is. I know y'all want to talk to Shorty anyway. I already know. So let's do it like this. Hey, Shorty, what up?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How about you? Everything going well on your end?
Yeah, I'm cool, Shorty. Hey, I want to ask you some questions, Shorty. So first question is, are Black Americans, what health disorders are Black Americans disproportionately impacted by in the United States?
Absolutely. That's a really important topic. Black Americans tend to face higher rates of certain health conditions like hypertension, type 2 diabetes, sickle cell disease, and certain cardiovascular issues. There are also disparities in access to health care and quality of care that contribute to these disparities. If you want more details on any specific condition, just let me know.
Shorty, do we also disproportionately pass away from those said disorders?
Yes. Unfortunately, the disparities do extend to mortality rates as well. For example, Black Americans have higher mortality rates from heart disease, stroke, and diabetes compared to other racial groups. These outcomes are often influenced by a combination of factors, including socioeconomic status, healthcare access, and sometimes systemic inequalities. It's definitely a complex issue.
What are some of the main trays on a soul food platter for the Black American traditionally?
Oh, definitely. Your classic soul food platter usually includes things like fried chicken, collard greens, macaroni and cheese, cornbread, candied yams, black-eyed peas, and sometimes some fried fish or pork chops. And of course, there are always those delicious desserts like sweet potato pie or peach cobbler. It's definitely a flavorful and hearty spread.
If I wanted to extend my life expectancy, would you recommend that I eat that type of food?
In moderation, it can definitely be enjoyed, but to extend life expectancy, it's usually best to balance those indulgent dishes with more nutrient-dense options. Incorporating more veggies, whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats can help balance things out. It's all about the overall balance and lifestyle, like regular exercise and managing stress, but you can still enjoy those soul food flavors just with a bit of moderation.
Thank you, Shorty. So that's just one example. So indoctrination, right? We can't get Black people to put down fried food. We can't get Black people to stop cooking greens with fucking pork fat in it. We can't get Black people to stop indulging in the unhealthy ass Thanksgiving dinners and the unhealthy ass, you know what I'm saying, choice of food in general. You know, we known for cooking it up, and that shit be fire. It's killing the shit out of us. But we're indoctrinated, right? We don't want to change. We're willfully with the bullshit, right? They told us in the food pyramid that meat was protein. That's what they told us in the food pyramid. They told us that you got to eat meat to get your protein, and they lied to us. But because they indoctrinated us with it, we won't go away from it. I still have people telling me to this day, "Hey man, where do you get your protein from? I'm 6'2" and I'm over 200 pounds, and you know what I'm saying, I haven't eaten any animals. The cows eat grass, and the cows are densely muscular. The deers eat grass, they're densely muscular. The fucking big ass dinosaurs with the long necks, they was eating leaves, they were densely muscular, right? But y'all going to go get protein from somebody that ate protein and think you getting firsthand protein when you getting stepped on protein, but can't nobody tell you that because you indoctrinated, right? I did all that just to make the point, right? We're highly indoctrinated. Same thing goes with religion. You know, you start telling folks to look at the history of their religion, how they got their religion, the way the religion was taught to them. They not trying to hear that shit at all whatsoever. Do not present me with any new information that will take me away from my King Jesus.
Classic.
The indoctrination runs heavy. You know what I'm saying? The same people who know and understand and play victim at every turn and claim that we are oppressed people also will not let go of the oppressor's religion.
Classic.
Indoctrination, you know what I'm saying? Politics, same thing with politics. Okay, so you holding on to the oppressor's religion. Well, the oppressor's religion does have certain principles attached to it, but you'll vote Democrat religiously, even though it works directly against your religion. Indoctrination.
Classic.
So yeah, we are highly indoctrinated. People saying the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, people saying singing the national anthem. You have to understand the history of these things. You got to understand that, you know, the original version of, I believe, the national anthem had all type of all type of verses about fucking slavery. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that they had to take out. So, you know, you start learning the history, you start getting new information, and you probably should be moving a little bit different from the way you've been moving, believing a little bit different from the way you've been believing, behaving a little bit different from the way you've been behaving. But again, we are highly and heavily indoctrinated.
Classic.
Again, let me cook. The definition of indoctrination is the process of teaching a person or a group to accept a set of beliefs or ideas without critical questioning or independent thought. It's the reason why every time you bring up a good ass question about something that's in the Bible, people get offended before they even get anything else. Because to be successfully indoctrinated, it means that you are without critical questioning or independent thought. Don't ask them good ass questions, even though them good ass questions. We not doing that. We bought the bullshit. We are indoctrinated.
Classic.
Don't ask. Don't point out the shit that don't make sense, even though it obviously and apparently doesn't make sense. We gonna make it make sense. We are indoctrinated.
Classic.
In a country where that's why I want to take my time. In a country where lynching your ass, allegedly all for content creation purposes and entertainment, was legal at a point in time, why would you ever stand up and hold your motherfucking hand across your heart and say the Pledge of Allegiance at all, ever, at any point in your life exists?
Classic.
In a country where when the Constitution was established, you wasn't even a whole human being in their eyes, why would you ever sing the national anthem, even if it's for a check?
I'm only gonna do this once.
Indoctrination. Indoctrination. All alleged for content creation purposes and entertainment.
Classic.
Huh? I ain't said nothing but a word. What we talking about? Miles Bastard said, I will only say that information gives us a new angle. Fact. Miles Bastard said, preach, LOL. Souls of Thought said, now those Democrats taking those EBT and SNAP. Yep. Miles Bastard said, the Sphinx was already sitting for 10K years when the Lord turned the lights on. Come on now. Come on now. Miles, they don't want to talk about it, Miles. We indoctrinated. Don't be bringing up, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. He said the Sphinx was already sitting up for 10,000 years when the Lord turned the lights on. Hey, Miles, shh. They're not trying to hear that shit. It go against the indoctrination. You gotta let motherfuckers be ignorant in peace.
Classic.
Yeah. Indoctrination, the shit runs heavy. Like I had put up the 3-part series with the reels from me and Souls of Thought Sunday service when we was talking about Jesus and all that. And I had asked a bunch of good questions, and I came out of the word with my questions and with my theories and with my understanding and my perspectives. And I had somebody in my comments on Instagram trying to spark up a debate talking about Jesus is God and God is Jesus and Jesus only prayed because this, that, and the third. Listen, brother, make it make sense for yourself. We get it. We get it, bro. You bought it. And so you making the illogical logical, and you trying to get me to come with you. AG, you probably also wanted me to call guys girls when that shit was in the politics. You probably also wanted me to use pronouns and shit too, right? We know the types of people because we listen to you talk. Jesus was God and God was Jesus. Even though your ass got amazing logic, here's how I can make the illogical logical for you. Okay, it's the same logic they use to make the dudes make it to where a whole human with a penis force you to call him Samantha and shit and acknowledge him as miss or ma'am or her.
Classic.
It's the same logic, gang. It's the same logic. You trying to make the illogical logical. I'm not going to participate in lack of rationale. I'm not going to participate in delusion because that's what's going around and that's what's trendy. We're not doing that, folks.
I'm only going to do this once.
I've always said that I'm so grateful that God made me the type of person that you can't just say anything to and shit. Like, you can't just tell me anything. You can't just tell me anything, folks. Like, when I was a little kid, it wasn't going to be no strange man who could come out his house and say, hey, you there on the sidewalk. Come on over here. I got some candy in the house for you. And I just go over there by myself to this stranger's door and try to get some candy and get kidnapped. I never was that kid. I never was gullible like
Classic.
that. I always was the one when they was telling us the nonsense. I'm like, that don't make sense. Like I had a clip. We didn't get to do it on Sunday service, but we going to, so I'm gonna hold it. But I had a clip of Dick Gregory talking about how his 6-year-old granddaughter asked him why God didn't just kill the devil. I've been asking the same question since I was 6 years old. God got one op, ain't beat the op yet. God got one op, ain't eliminated him yet. Somebody came back with some answer. God can't kill the devil because the devil is an eternal being, and this, that. Okay, so suppress him then. Suppress him then. You God, folks. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like people try to come up with these explanations. Like I ain't trying to hear it, bro. You said he all powerful, all knowing, all this, all that, all the creator of all. So if you created it, you can take it away. The Lord giveth, the Lord taketh away, except for when it comes to the devil, though, right?
Classic.
You got one op, and you God, and you letting this nigga run around through the streets and terrorize everything. For what?
I'm only gonna do this once.
These are good ass questions that you can't ask people because people are indoctrinated.
Classic.
Miles said, okay, my bad. Yeah, don't be talking because you know they don't want to hear that, Miles. He said it's the dichotomy. Yeah. So here we are. That's why I don't talk long to fools. I don't talk long to fools. You a fool. I ain't talking too long to you. I talk to you till I realize you a fool. You might get a couple more sentences. I ain't gonna talk to you too long. You a fool. And by a fool, I mean a person who is closed off to learning more. You a fool. You closed off to growth. You closed off to to intelligence. You closed off to learning more. You closed off to expansion. You's a fool. I don't talk too long to fools. I ain't gonna do that. It's not something I do. It's a waste of time. That indoctrination, when that shit settle in, it's like a good ass marinade. You ever had some shit that was marinated real good? Every bite was just succulent and flavorful and delicious because they marinated the shit. That's how that indoctrination set in on the black folks. I mean, it's in there. It's in the fiber and the roots of the being. Can't tell a nigga shit. All the way down to the behavior of our women. You can't tell these, man, you can't. That's one thing you ain't gonna do. I don't talk black queens forever. Black queens forever. I ain't gonna get on them. But I'm just saying, got them too.
Classic.
Got them too. Brother at my job yesterday, the old head I just said I was talking to. He like, man, don't you see what they doing? They taking away the government assistance. They doing this, they doing that. He was talking bad about Trump and all this, that, and the third, and blah, blah, blah. And I don't be getting too heavy off into politics with niggas. I ain't gonna lie to you. But he was saying all that, and I was like, I'm cool with them taking government assistance. He was like, you cool with them taking government assistance, huh? That's how he looked at me. I was like, yeah. It'll force black families to come back together again. Get this fucking government assistance out of here so our women could realize they need us again and they bring their ass home and act
Classic.
Right. Fuck is you talking about? Get rid of this government assistance. Get rid of all that shit. Government assistance killed the black family.
I'm only gonna do this once.
That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Niggas literally love shit that's bad for them. Literally, we in love with shit that's terrible for us. We love drill music, government assistance, single motherhood. We love all the shit that's bad. Free all the criminals. Free so-and-so. Free such and such. Folks facing a RICO charge involving 30 bodies. Y'all on the internet talking about free him. Man, you better not free him. This nigga's a menace to fucking society. We love it's indoctrination, gang.
Classic.
Souls of Thought said they would just double up child support. LOL. It's crazy because, hey, it's funny, but then it ain't funny type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Classic.
Like, it's wild. It's wild, folks. It's wild. Hey, they got us, folks. The puppeteers, the social engineers, they got us, folks. They got us. Not all of us, right? I'm woke. I'm enlightened. But they got us. Like, they got us, bro. You got black folks only tough with black folks. Only tough with black folks. Every rapper out here rapping about catching a body ain't none of the bodies they caught police bodies.
Classic.
I'm not saying they should. I'm just saying that's none of them. None of the bodies they caught was named George Zimmerman.
I'm only gonna do this once.
None of them. Yeah, y'all only tough with each other. They only tough with each other. They'll get tough with you on the internet. Rah, 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 rah. Man, take that shit to the real enemy. Oh, you don't know who it is because your ass indoctrinated.
Classic.
You was taught to rival. You was taught to rival yourself. And you gonna go for that. You gonna go for that. So yeah, it ain't, I mean, this shit is what it is at this point. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to speak, I wanted to speak plainly about it. And I wanted to actually talk about my folks because at the end of the day, we the ones that lack the most information. We the ones that lack the most information. If you see the way to set up in the education system, if you see the way our results are from a socio-economical standpoint, we lack the most information. Information and implementation of information is what closes the wealth gap. So we clearly, by results, lack the most information. Yeah. So, I mean, I could stay here and I could stay on this for a long time, but I won't. I think y'all get the point. But, I mean, shit. In the words of what was that last film, that Spike Lee joint? When my dog at the end was like, wake up. That's all I got for y'all. Wake up.
Classic.
It is what it is. So yeah, man, that's it, man. We're gonna wrap the show. We did a hot hour. Man, I appreciate y'all sliding through. Chat 333, the best chat on all streaming platforms. It's crazy how God bless.
I'm only gonna do this once.
You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button if you haven't already. Exit out of the chat. Go hit that heart, the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on your notifications. You know we going live damn near every day. It's the Raw Society Coalition. You know, make sure you tap in with that page as well. If you haven't already, subscribe to the Raw Society Coalition. Subscribe to my dogs too. Subscribe to Souls of Thought. They'll have the No Middleman panel tonight at about 8:15 or 8:45 or so, the No Middleman panel. So make sure you go to Souls of Thought channel and tap in there. Make sure you follow Conversations with Soft Rain. Make sure you follow The Tez Down. Make sure you follow Uncle Plug TV. That's Plug with 2 G's. All right. So follow all them channels. You pretty much be covered on live streams from sun up to sundown. Get you through your work day. If you're a truck driver, get you through that haul on the road. You know what I mean? For sure. And then I got my late night show on the weekends, the Red Room with Classic, where we talk about that adult shit. And then we got the Sunday service on Sunday mornings. So we got a lot of different segments coming to y'all 24/7. Soft Rain says, see y'all tonight. Most definitely. You was quiet in the chat today, Softy. You must be busy. I know we've been putting Softy to work,
Classic.
man. Handling the logistics. You feel me? Because we got big things popping on this side. But yeah, man, I appreciate all y'all tapping in. If you don't do nothing else for me, make sure you stick to the codes. We got another classic. Yeah.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Weathered the winters when left in the cold. Hardened my heart.